looks that way. Thank you, Jeff, very, very much. Let's go to Michelle Schneider on this, a Market Gauge Group Managing Director. You know, Michelle, it's a perfect, in this way, good storm for potential workers, even those seeing these benefits phase out, because a lot of companies like the one Jeff just profiled are eager, happy to hire and are very generous with that. And then we've got Amazon and Apple, Fidelity among those companies promising to hire tens of thousands of workers. It's a pretty good environment. What do you make of it?
Well, certainly there's a huge shift as a result of what's happened with COVID, in that a lot of the hospitality workers, and that's an area we know that's really been hit hard in terms of finding labor. These people are now, a lot of them are working at home, working for Amazon doing fulfillment. So there's been that shift. There's been a shift into retail investors. Just sheer numbers alone, like PayPal announced that they have 320 million people that are ready to do stock trading if they start that platform that they're talking about. Then on top of that, you have people who still don't want to go back to work at all, whether they have stimulus or not, and hoping there will be some if the variant continues to be a factor. So all of this is affecting industries, but not the big corporations, like you say. And in terms of finding new, yes, and with incentives, yes, but keeping the old labor there. On top of that, we've had 2 million people retire early, some of them very high qualified people. So if you put this all together, with corporate profits being the way they were over this last quarter, really strong, they have zero incentive to lay off anybody for sure. Obviously, they're looking to hire, and hopefully they get some people on board as a result of this. And all of this sounds great unless we see a change going forward. And that's something we've talked about, which is, where is the growth going to come from as we go into the final quarter and then into 2022? And of course, with all this wage increase, what happens with the whole idea of inflation, or worse, stagflation? So that's kind of what I'm looking at going forward.
Got it. Michelle, I want to thank you. Michelle Schneider, following all these developments. I think Michelle put it in a nice perspective where we stand right now. And a lot of people worry and do a lot of hand-wringing right now, but nothing like we saw some 20 years ago as we look back, and all the concerns about would we ever recover, not only from those attacks, but there was a time even before the attacks we had the same fears. Looking back then at what set the stage for the most historic nightmare in American history.